Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Rundown with the Cowboy Crab. I'm your host, the Cowboy Crab, and tonight we've got ourselves the 11th episode of the Rundown, where well, the playoffs have officially wrapped up. The Victory Bowl 34 will be happening soon. Not exactly confirmed date just yet at the time of this recording, but I figured I'd go over the playoffs, tell you what happened. And then we will go over who I think is going to win the Victory Bowl. So, anyway, let's start back at the play-in games. Goes back to all the way back to December. All that time to go. So, play-ins. We head to Toronto, where the Tuscaloosa Thunderbirds got the win over the Toronto Bears, 51-49 for the... as Toronto and Tuscaloosa had experienced several controversies that had arguably put them at the 8th seed. Meanwhile, the Thunderbirds, suffering through similar fates, put them in the 9th seed, as originally the Bears had the 1 seed clinched and were on an undefeated season. Cheating scandal put them all the way down to the 8th seed and not even a first-round elimination, a play-in elimination. Meanwhile, for the Saxon Sunbirds, same stays true for them. However, they also got the win, 45-39 over the Red Cliff Raiders in overtime. However, the Raiders were not a part of this cheating scandal as well. They were just simply a mediocre team where somebody had to get in. So, that being the case, we move on to the wild card round. We'll start in the Eastern Conference. Young Riley and the DC Knights being a first-round elimination to the Highland Huskies. 42-40, so the 2 seed in the Eastern Conference already out and done. One and done. And then the same applies to the Atlanta Phoenix. 35-36, the 1 seed losing in the opening bowl round. In the opening round. So, and they lose to the Firecats. So yeah, that was very interesting. And then you had a little bit of a funny moment for some people in the community. The Miami Bolts winning 39-36 over the Rockford Raptors. A little bit funny, as Kingo had been on a high horse about his Raptors winning, and then they get first round eliminated. It was funny. It was funny. I will not lie. It was kind of funny. A game-winning field goal for the Bolts takes them to the second round. And lastly, the Canton Greats win 45-33 over the Tuscaloosa Thunderbirds, winning the play-in. Of course, the playoff draft system, so all teams getting to choose their opponents. So for teams like the Knights and the Phoenix, they pick the teams that end up kicking their asses. But move on to the Western Conference. The Oklahoma City Twisters also lose in the first round, 30-37. A little bit of note here. I had both the Phoenix and Twisters going all the way, and they were both first round eliminations. So the curse of Crab has officially started, I guess. Well, we'll see how the Victory Bowl goes, but the Sunbirds win 37-30. Meanwhile, the Warriors win 57-38 over the Sky Kings. I mean, Sky Kings didn't look that impressive, not that shocking. But then you get to the real shocker. The Milliken Rams win 49-48 in triple overtime over the Tremont Turks, the 1 seed Turks. So the Rams get an upset win. Both 1 seeds, one and done. And then the Omaha Nighthawks, the 2 seed, the highest seed remaining out of the entire playoffs, win 50-43 over the Dansville Ducks. So moving on in the divisional round, the Warriors beat the Rams 38-35, and the Nighthawks beat the Sunbirds 28-27 in a very close contest for the Western Conference. In the Eastern Conference, the Greats beat the Huskies 42-35, and the upset of the divisional round, the Florida Firecats smoke the Bolts 57-37. And then the conference championship in the Eastern Conference, the Greats 48, Firecats 51. The 7-seed Firecats making it all the way to Victory Bowl 34. Meanwhile, tonight, still this timing, tonight, the Western Conference Final. The Nighthawks win 35-32 to advance to the first Victory Bowl in franchise history. Due to my computer stopping the recording and me not realizing it, the ending is not officially on the YouTube channel. However, the final score remains true. That is entirely on my end. I did not realize it had stopped, so I will take full accountability for that. However, the rest of the game is saved and is fine. It is from the onside kick and the review forward, so it just gets like the final 29 seconds left of the game. Just nothing big entirely happened. So, if it was, it'd be much bigger of a deal, but I don't think it is yet. But, yeah, Nighthawks win 35-32. So, your Victory Bowl 34, first of all, it will be streamed on Kiri Callie's Twitch. Shout out to Kiri. But, you have the representative the Eastern Conference, the Florida Firecats. Honest to God, I had you as first-round eliminations. Let's just get started with my Victory Bowl predictions. Firecats. I'm impressed with you guys. I'm going to be honest. I had you guys as first-round eliminations. I didn't see you guys getting past the first round. You were playing a very, very good team in the opening round. In the Atlanta Phoenix, my pick to win, I was like, Phoenix are going all the way. It was going to be them in Oklahoma. And no, the Firecats stunned them. Which every time I pick the Phoenix, they've lost every time. I need to stop picking them. But the Firecats can get the upset win, and then they move on. They've been on the road since. They have not played one home game whatsoever. They would go on the road to Miami, and they would smoke them. And then they'd head to Canton, and they would beat the Greats. So I've been impressed with this Firecat team. But then when you look at their opponents from the Western Conference, the Nighthawks, they're always a team I put as a 50-50. They always look good in the regular season, but they also don't look great at some points in time. So you never know which team's going to show up. And for this case, for this postseason, it's been the good Nighthawks team. I mean, Ducks, they beat the Ducks. The Sunbirds gave them a fight. And then tonight, they had the Warriors fight till they could fight no more. But just certain plays just really did not help the Warriors. So the Nighthawks, I'm not saying luck was on their side to get them here. There was definitely a lot of skill, but there's some situation since that if they'd gone a different way, it'd be Warriors sitting in the Victory Bowl right now. But when you compare these teams, really, you've got an underdog team that hasn't made a Victory Bowl since 2016, comparing to a team that has never ever made a Victory Bowl in franchise history. Based off franchise-wise, either a Victory Bowl drought will end, or a first-ever Victory Bowl will be heading to either Florida or Omaha. It all depends. That's my opinion. That's your selling point. Drought ends, or first-ever title. So, just a little bit of idea right there for any selling points. But who I have winning? That's a good question. When you look at the regular season records, first of all, 6-2 Nighthawks, 5-3 Firecats. There's only one game difference in the win and loss column. The Firecats have one more loss compared to the Nighthawks. So, when you look at their regular season records, which at this point don't mean much except for talking points, which is what I'm doing right now, you'd think Nighthawks. And when you look at some of the stats, I mean, Nighthawks are better in most of the statistics, like when Florida Firecats have more losses against divisional opponents than the Nighthawks, and then other stuff. It favors the Nighthawks, but I, for one, am just an embracer of chaos. So I'm going with the Firecats. I think people are going to be thinking Omaha has gone through every opponent in their playoff matchups. They have won, and it hasn't been off of last second plays. It's been close games, but they've always come out with a win. I'm picking the Firecats for two reasons. One, chaos. Like, I just absolutely embrace chaos at this point. And two, the divisional round game is what really sticks out to me. A 20-point win is just, it's something that we didn't see throughout all the playoffs. With one exception being the Warriors Sky Kings game, but a 20-point win over a 3 seed. I think the Firecats, they're the underdogs in this situation, and they're the ones that really can surprise everybody. They can surprise the Nighthawks. They come out early and they strike. However, Trems is a big reason why the Nighthawks can win. He is a very good quarterback right now, and by looking from what we've seen from him in the playoffs, it's hard to stop that man. He'll do it with his legs. He'll do it with his arm. So, if you stop Trems, you stop the whole offense. That's what you've got to do if you're Florida. And I think it's possible they can do that. That's the thing. It is definitely possible. We did see Trems get sacked a couple times against the Warriors, but the Warriors' offense not able to exactly help themselves. And the defense also selling at very important moments. But I think Florida will just have their number that night. So, final prediction, I think your final score, in my opinion, I think your final score will be 48-45 Firecats. They win it. I don't know how exactly they win it, but they win it 45-48 in my opinion. However, the Nighthawks can definitely win it. I'm not doubting them. It's more like a 60, in my opinion right now. I know I've said that a lot, but the scale most likely, to me, is 55% Firecats, 45% Nighthawks. It is going to be an evenly close contest. So, yeah. So I think that's going to wrap it up here for me. So, representing Team Ocean, I'm the Cowboy Crab, saying so long, everybody. We'll see you all after the Victory Bowl. Goodbye.